The path to becoming the best version of yourself isn't paved with the easy, the comfortable, or the predictable. It's carved out through embracing challenges, mastering your inner world, and finding power in the principles that have withstood the test of time. Today we're diving deep into Stoicism, not as a distant philosophy, but as a practical guide to unlocking your potential. Imagine walking through life with an unshakable calm, where every obstacle transforms into a stepping stone. Picture yourself mastering the art of focusing only on what you can control, leaving behind the weight of unnecessary worries. Envision a mindset so resilient that even the harshest realities cannot break you, only sharpen your edge. In this video, you won't just learn theories. You'll discover the secrets that have fueled the greatness of emperors, warriors, and thinkers for centuries. These are the tools that will help you forge discipline when the world tempts you to waver, find peace in the chaos, and to see every ending not as a loss, but as a new beginning. But this journey isn't for the faint-hearted. It demands that you challenge everything you thought you knew about success, happiness, and what it means to truly live. And if you're ready, if you're willing to dig deep, what you'll find on the other side is a version of yourself you never knew existed. A version that is stronger, wiser, and unbreakable. So, stay with us to the end. Discover these Stoic secrets and let them guide you not just today, but every day after. And if one of these insights resonates with you, if it hits home, share your thoughts in the comments. Let's learn from each other as we grow together. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you're always equipped with the wisdom to navigate life's challenges. This is more than a video. It's your first step toward mastering the art of living. Are you ready? Let's begin. Number 1, embrace the obstacle. How often do we run from what we fear, only to find that it's the very thing we needed to grow? Imagine this. You're at a bustling airport, rushing to catch a flight, when suddenly the announcement comes. Your flight is delayed indefinitely. The frustration builds as your carefully laid plans fall apart. You could stew in anger, blame the airline, or curse your bad luck. But what if this delay wasn't an obstacle, but an opportunity? In the chaos of the airport, you find a quiet corner and strike up a conversation with a fellow traveler. This unexpected interaction leads to a business connection that changes the course of your career. What started as an inconvenience became a doorway to something greater. This is the essence of Stoicism, transforming obstacles into opportunities. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." The very thing that you see as a roadblock might be the catalyst for your greatest growth. So how do you put this into practice? The next time life throws a wrench in your plans, instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "How can this make me better?" Your obstacles aren't dead ends. They are the stepping stones to your next achievement. Like a blacksmith uses fire to forge steel, use your challenges to shape the strongest version of yourself. In the end, it's not about avoiding the difficulties, it's about embracing them. The obstacle isn't just in your way, it is the way. So lean into the discomfort, face the challenge head-on, and watch as the path to your best self unfolds before you. Number 2, master the dichotomy of control. You've embraced the obstacle. Now it's time to master the next challenge, controlling what you can and releasing what you can't. Imagine standing in the middle of a crowded grocery store. The lines are long and the air is thick with impatience. You're running late for an important meeting, and as you watch the minutes tick by, frustration begins to rise. But then, a thought crosses your mind. What if this situation isn't entirely out of your hands? As Epictetus once said, "Not what happens to you, but how you react to it, matters." The Stoics understood this truth deeply. Life will always throw unexpected events your way. Delays, disappointments, disruptions. These are the things outside your control. But what remains within your grasp is your response. You don't control the long line, the slow cashier, or the ticking clock. You do control your patience, your thoughts, and your attitude. This is the heart of the dichotomy of control, understanding the boundary between what you can influence and what you must let go. It's a simple idea, yet profoundly liberating when truly embraced. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. So how do you practice this in your daily life? First, clarify what is genuinely under your control. Your decisions, your actions, your principles. These are the things you can shape, mold, and direct. Second, acknowledge what is beyond your control. Other people's actions, external circumstances, or the outcomes of events. Accepting these as they are, without trying to alter them, frees you from unnecessary stress and frustration. Then, focus your energy where it counts. Instead of fuming in the grocery line, take a breath. Use the time to mentally prepare for your meeting, or simply enjoy a moment of calm. By redirecting your focus to what you can control, your thoughts and actions, you take back your power. This isn't about passive acceptance, it's about strategic engagement with life. When you pour your effort into what you can change, you become a force of nature, unshaken by the world's unpredictability. You're no longer a victim of circumstances, but the master of your own experience. As Shakespeare wrote in Hamlet, there is nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so. The power of Stoicism lies in this truth. Your mind is your kingdom. How you govern it determines your peace, your strength, and your success. Next time you feel anxiety creeping in, ask yourself, is this something I can control? If not, release it. If yes, take purposeful action. By mastering the dichotomy of control, you cultivate an inner fortress that no external force can breach. Your power doesn't come from bending the world to your will, from mastering the way you navigate. Number 3. Harness negative visualization. Mastering the dichotomy of control teaches us to focus on what we can change. Now let's take that wisdom a step further by confronting the uncomfortable truth. Everything we hold dear is fleeting. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, wrote, "Think of yourself as dead. You have lived your life. Now take what's left and live it properly." This might sound extreme, but it's a reminder to fully engage with life by acknowledging its impermanence. Imagine you're at a quiet park, sitting on a bench as the sun begins to set. A gentle breeze rustles the leaves, and you find yourself lost in thought. Peaceful, serene. But then imagine that this might be the last sunset you ever see. What emotions arise? Suddenly the colors seem more vibrant, the air feels crisper, and the moment becomes profoundly precious. This exercise isn't meant to depress you. It's a practice of negative visualization, one of the most powerful tools in the Stoic arsenal. It's not about dwelling on potential losses until they paralyze you with fear. Instead, it's about mentally preparing yourself to face life's inevitable challenges with resilience and grace. Here's how you can harness this tool. Start by visualizing the loss of something small. It could be something as trivial as your morning coffee routine. Imagine that for whatever reason you can't enjoy that coffee tomorrow. How would you feel? Then appreciate it even more today. Gradually, work your way up to more significant aspects of your life. Career, your health, people you love. This might seem counterintuitive, even harsh. But here's the magic. By imagining these losses, you cultivate a deep sense of gratitude for what you have right now. That job you often complain about suddenly becomes a privilege. The daily routine that seems mundane is now seen in a new light, a gift rather than a given. Moreover, negative visualization doesn't just make you more grateful, it makes you stronger. When you've mentally prepared for the worst, you're better equipped to handle it. You become like a tree that has grown tall and strong. Not because it was protected from the wind, but because it faced it head-on, day after day. To apply this in your life, begin by setting aside a few moments each day for this exercise. Start small. What if you lost your phone? How would you cope? Then, increase the stakes. Imagine a world without a loved one. Ask yourself, how would you continue? What resources would you draw upon? This practice isn't about dwelling on sadness, it's about building mental and emotional resilience. As you do this, remember the words of Seneca. The whole future lies in uncertainty. Live immediately. The goal is not to live in fear, but to live fully, aware that every moment is precious and fleeting. By practicing negative visualization, you take control of your fears, you diminish their power, and you enhance your appreciation of life's simple pleasures. In essence, life is like a delicate flower, beautiful, but transient. Negative visualization helps you cherish its beauty without being crippled by the fear of losing it. You prepare for the worst, not to invite it, but to ensure that you are ready, come what may. So the next time you find yourself in a moment of comfort or joy, use it as an opportunity to practice this Stoic exercise. Visualize its absence, feel the appreciation grow, and let that gratitude guide you to live with more purpose, more presence, and more peace. By mastering this mindset, you fortify yourself against life's uncertainties, making you not only resilient, but unshakable. Number 4. Forge unbreakable self-discipline. Harnessing negative visualization reveals the fragility of life, but the strength to face it comes from something deeper: unyielding self-discipline. As Aristotle once said, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. In a world dominated by distractions and temptations, it's self-discipline that separates those who merely dream from those who achieve. Imagine you're sitting in a bustling cafe, working on an important deadline. The aroma of fresh coffee, the hum of conversations, and the allure of your phone's notifications all pull at your attention. It would be so easy to give in, check out, even for a moment. But then, something inside you resists. You put the phone down, refocus, and keep working. This isn't a battle against the cafe's distractions. It's a battle within, one that requires the same kind of discipline that has built empires and forged legends. Self-discipline at its core is about choice. The choice to do what needs to be done, even when every part of you is pulling towards comfort. The Stoics knew this well. Seneca once wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." To them, discipline wasn't just a practice. It was a philosophy, a way to reclaim your time and your life from the clutches of laziness and indulgence. To build this unbreakable will, you must start with the small things. Commit to a single task each day, no matter how trivial it may seem. Could be waking up 30 minutes earlier, completing a workout, or writing a page in your journal. What matters is that you do it consistently. Each small victory is a brick in the foundation of your discipline. Next, seek out discomfort. In a society where convenience is king, deliberately choosing the harder path strengthens your resolve. Take a cold shower, skip a meal, or push yourself in a workout. These acts may seem minor, but they train your mind to endure, to thrive, even when things aren't easy. But discipline isn't just about pushing through hardship. It's about the practice of delaying gratification. Before indulging in any pleasure, ask yourself if you've earned it. This isn't about denying joy, but about ensuring that joy comes as a reward for your hard work. As Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist, once wrote, "Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. And perhaps most importantly, keep your word, especially to yourself. If you say you'll do something, follow through." This builds integrity, the cornerstone of discipline. Each time you honor your commitments, you strengthen the trust in yourself, making it easier to push through challenges when they arise. Finally, cultivate mindfulness. Be aware of your impulses, but don't let them control you. Practice observing your desires without acting on them immediately. This awareness builds the muscle of self-control, the true measure of strength. Remember, each choice for discipline over ease is another step toward becoming the best version of yourself. When fatigue sets in, when every fiber of your being wants to give up, that's when discipline truly matters. That's when growth happens. As you continue to forge this willpower, think of it as tempering steel. Each decision to persevere is another strike of the hammer, hardening you, making you unbreakable. So dream big, but start small. Your comfort zone is the enemy. Your will is your weapon. By practicing discipline daily, you'll find yourself capable of achieving greatness that once seemed impossible. Your discipline is your greatest ally in this journey to become extraordinary, to become the very best version of yourself. Number 5. Embody the 4 virtues. Forge unbreakable self-discipline, and you begin to unlock the true potential within you. But discipline alone isn't enough. True greatness lies in embodying the 4 cardinal virtues that the Stoics cherished: wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. These are not just abstract concepts, but the foundations upon which a life of purpose and integrity is built. Picture this. You're at a bustling office mid-morning, and a heated debate breaks out in the conference room. It's not just about differing opinions. It's about the core values that will shape the direction of your team's project. In that moment, everyone looks to you for guidance. What do you do? The answer lies in embodying the 4 virtues. Wisdom isn't about having all the answers, it's about seeking the truth, no matter how uncomfortable. Like Socrates, who famously declared, "The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing." Wisdom guides you to listen first, consider every angle, and to apply your knowledge in a way that serves the greater good. In this situation, wisdom would have you step back, assess the information at hand, and ask yourself, how can we make the best decision for everyone involved? Justice, as the Stoics saw it, goes beyond the legal definitions. It's about fairness, integrity, and doing what's right by others. In that conference room, justice would compel you to ensure that every voice is heard, that the decisions made respect the rights and contributions of all, and that the outcome is equitable. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. Justice demands that we act with integrity, even when it's easier to compromise. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the strength to act in spite of it. In that moment of tension, courage is required to speak up, to challenge the status quo, and to take a stand for what is right, even when it's not the popular choice. The Greek playwright Euripides once wrote, "Courage may be taught as a child is taught to speak, the skill that grows stronger each time you choose to do what is difficult yet necessary." And then there's temperance, the virtue of moderation in a world that constantly pushes us to excess. Temperance is the calm in the storm, the ability to remain balanced and measured, even when emotions run high. In that conference room, temperance helps you to moderate your response, to ensure that your actions are not driven by anger or frustration, but by a thoughtful, reasoned approach. These virtues work together like the gears in a well-oiled machine. Wisdom guides your decisions, justice ensures they are fair, courage gives you the strength to follow through, and temperance keeps everything in balance. So how do you start living these virtues every day? Begin by making them your compass. When faced with a decision, pause and ask, is this the wise choice? Is it fair and just? Does it require courage? Is it balanced and moderate? The answers to these questions will guide you towards the right path. Remember, embodying these virtues is a practice. It's about striving for excellence, not perfection. You will falter, and that's okay. The goal is to make progress, to let these virtues shape your actions more and more each day. Consider this your challenge. For the next week, before making any significant decision, consciously reflect on these 4 virtues. Let them guide your thoughts and actions. In doing so, you'll not only improve yourself, but you'll also uplift those around you, becoming a living example of what is possible when we commit to living virtuously. As you go forward, think of these virtues as the roots of a mighty tree, deeply embedded in the ground, holding you steady through all of life's storms. With these virtues as your foundation, you're not just surviving. You're thriving, growing, and reaching toward your highest potential. Number 6. Live with impermanence. Embody the 4 virtues and you build a life of strength. But to truly live in harmony with the world, you must also embrace its transient nature. As Heraclitus famously observed, no man ever steps in the same river twice, for it's not the same river, and he's not the same man. This truth isn't just philosophical. It's the key to unlocking a life of deep peace and freedom. Imagine you're visiting your parents on a quiet Sunday afternoon. You're sitting in the living room, listening to your mother tell a story you've heard countless times before. Your father is in the kitchen, humming a tune as he prepares tea. The scene is familiar, comforting, a snapshot of home. But then a thought crosses your mind. How many more of these afternoons will you have? What if this is one of the last times you'll hear your mother's voice telling that story, or watch your father move about the kitchen with that same rhythm? This realization, far from being morbid, brings a sense of clarity. You listen more intently, you appreciate the nuances of your mother's words, the warmth of the tea your father hands you. You're fully present, savoring the moment because you understand its impermanence. This is the Stoic wisdom of impermanence. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Loss is nothing else but change, and change is nature's delight. To live with impermanence means to understand that everything, our possessions, our relationships, our very lives, is in a state of constant change. And rather than resist this, the Stoics teach us to embrace it fully. How does this perspective transform your life? First, it frees you from the fear of loss. When you accept that nothing lasts forever, you stop clinging to what you have. This doesn't mean you care less, it means you care more, but without attachment. You start to appreciate the present moment, people around you, and the experiences you're having with a profound sense of gratitude. Let's take this into practice. Start by regularly reflecting on the impermanence of the things you hold dear. What if this were the last time you sat down to dinner with your family, or went for a walk with a loved one? This last time meditation isn't about dwelling on loss. It's about enriching the time you have. Next, practice letting go. Identify something small, a piece of clothing, a book, an old memento, and give it away. This act trains your mind to release attachments gracefully, preparing you for the bigger losses that life inevitably brings. Then begin to celebrate endings. When a chapter in your life closes, whether it's a job, a relationship, or a phase of life, honor it. Reflect on what it taught you and move forward with gratitude, knowing that every ending is also a beginning. Lastly, embrace change proactively. Instead of waiting for life to force you into a new direction, take the initiative. Seek out new experiences, challenge yourself to grow, and adapt with curiosity, rather than resistance. This approach puts you in sync with the natural flow of life, where change is the only constant. By living with impermanence, you liberate yourself from the chains of attachment. You stop fearing the inevitable and start appreciating the present. This mindset doesn't make you indifferent. It makes you fully alive, fully engaged with every moment, no matter how fleeting. As the poet Rainer Maria Rilke wrote, "Let everything happen to you, beauty and terror, just keep going. No feeling is final." In embracing impermanence, you learn to flow with life rather than fight against it. You become resilient, adaptable, and ultimately at peace with whatever comes your way. So as you go about your day, let the knowledge of impermanence guide you. Savor the conversations, the laughter, the quiet moments with your loved ones, knowing that they are all transient and therefore precious. This is how you live a life of true presence and deep fulfillment. By understanding that everything changes, everything ends, and in that, you find the power to fully live. Number 7. Cultivate mindful presence. Live with impermanence and you unlock a deeper appreciation for every moment. But to truly experience the richness of life, you must cultivate mindful presence. As Lao Tzu once said, if you are depressed, you are living in the past. If you are anxious, you are living in the future. If you are at peace, you are living in the present. This wisdom, though ancient, is more relevant today than ever. Imagine you're at a family reunion, surrounded by loved ones. The room is filled with laughter, stories of the past, and plans for the future. Yet, despite the warmth of the occasion, your mind is elsewhere, caught up in work deadlines or worries about tomorrow. As your grandmother recounts a cherished memory, you suddenly realize you've missed half of what she said. You're physically present, but mentally absent, and in that moment, you recognize the true cost of distraction. The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, believed that true power lies in the present moment. Confine yourself to the present, he urged. To them, the present wasn't just a fleeting point in time. It was where life happens, where decisions are made, and where virtue is practiced. So how do you cultivate this mindful presence in a world full of distraction? Start with intentional rituals. One powerful practice is the morning breath meditation. Before you dive into the day's tasks, spend just a minute focusing solely on your breath. Inhale deeply, exhale slowly, and let your mind settle. This isn't about relaxation. It's about sharpening your mind, preparing it to face whatever challenges come your way. Another practical technique is to establish trigger points throughout your day. Pick 3 mundane activities, like washing your hands, entering a room, or sitting down for a meal, and use them as cues to bring your attention back to the present. When you turn on the faucet, feel the coolness of the water on your skin. When you sit down, notice the sensation of the chair supporting you. These small, deliberate actions anchor you in the now. One more tool you can use is the 5-4-3-2-1 technique. When you catch your mind wandering, bring yourself back by naming 5 things you can see, 4 you can touch, 3 you can hear, 2 you can smell, and 1 you can taste. This exercise isn't just about grounding, it's about training your mind to fully engage with the reality around you, instead of letting it drift into past regrets or future anxieties. Think about it. How many moments in your life have slipped by unnoticed because your mind was elsewhere? How many connections have you missed? How many opportunities have passed you by simply because you weren't fully present? Mindful presence isn't just a practice. It's a way to reclaim your life, to live with purpose and intention. Here's your challenge. For the next 24 hours, commit to catching yourself every time you go on autopilot. When you find your mind drifting, gently guide it back to the present. Focus on the task at hand, whether it's a conversation, a chore, or simply sitting in silence. Feel the aliveness in your body, texture of the world around you, pulse of life in every moment. Remember, cultivating mindful presence isn't just about achieving peace, it's about harnessing power. The power to make better decisions, to see opportunities others miss, to live fully in the only time that truly exists, present. Past is gone, the future is unknown, but your life is happening right now. Are you fully showing up for it? By embracing this practice, you'll find that every moment, no matter how mundane, becomes a rich, vivid experience. You'll begin to see life not as a series of distractions, but as a tapestry of opportunities to engage, to connect, and to grow. This is the Stoic path to true mindfulness, being fully here, fully alive, in every breath, in every moment. Number 8. Pursue lifelong wisdom. Cultivate mindful presence, and you'll find that every moment holds a lesson. But to truly grow, you must embrace a journey that never ends, the pursuit of lifelong wisdom. As Aristotle once said, the more you know, the more you realize you don't know. This isn't just a humbling truth, it's a call to action. Imagine you're at a bookstore, browsing through the shelves. You pick up a book on a subject you know well, flipping through its pages with a sense of familiarity. But then, a thought strikes you. How much more is there to learn, even in areas where you're already confident? You put the book down and pick up another, one on a topic completely foreign to you. As you delve into its contents, you feel that spark of curiosity, that excitement of venturing into the unknown. This is the essence of pursuing lifelong wisdom, continuously challenging yourself, continuously growing. The Stoics understood that wisdom isn't a destination, it's a lifelong process. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "We live only now. Everything else is either past or is unknown." In this fleeting present, the most valuable pursuit is not of wealth or power, but of wisdom. Because wisdom shapes how we live, how we react, and ultimately who we become. So how do you make this journey a part of your daily life? Start with reading, but read with purpose. Don't just absorb information, interrogate it. When you encounter a new idea, ask yourself, how does this apply to my life? What does it change in how I see the world? Reading is not just a way to gather knowledge, it's a way to transform your understanding. Next, seek out perspectives that challenge your own. It's easy to fall into the trap of confirmation bias, where you only expose yourself to ideas that reinforce what you already believe. But true growth happens when you're uncomfortable, when you're forced to confront ideas that shake the foundation of your current understanding. Engage with these perspectives and let them push you beyond your comfort zone. Every experience, whether a success or a failure, is an opportunity to learn. Think back to a time when something didn't go as planned. Maybe you missed a promotion, or a project fell apart. Instead of viewing it as a setback, ask yourself, what did this teach me? How can I use this experience to improve? The Stoics believed that adversity is the best teacher, and that every obstacle is an opportunity for growth. Make reflection a daily habit. At the end of each day, take a few minutes to consider what you've learned. Did you encounter a new idea? Did you overcome a challenge? How did you grow today? This simple practice keeps you on the path of wisdom, ensuring that every day contributes to your lifelong journey. And don't forget the importance of teaching. Seneca said, "While we teach, we learn." Sharing what you've learned with others not only solidifies your own understanding, but also helps to spread wisdom, creating a ripple effect that benefits everyone around you. Here's your challenge. For For the next week, commit to learning something new every day. But don't stop there. Find a way to apply that knowledge immediately, whether it's a new skill, a new perspective, or a deeper understanding. Use it to shape your actions and decisions. Then imagine who you could become if you continued this practice for a year, or for a lifetime. The pursuit of wisdom isn't just about accumulating knowledge, it's about transforming yourself. It's about becoming the best version of yourself, one lesson, one insight at a time. Your education doesn't end when you leave school. It's a lifelong commitment to growth. So, are you ready to embark on this endless journey? Path to wisdom is the path to a life well lived. Keep walking it, and you'll find that the pursuit of wisdom is the pursuit of your own greatness. Number 9, own your actions completely. Pursue lifelong wisdom, and you'll realize that the more you learn, the more you understand one simple truth. The only thing you truly control is yourself. This brings us to one of the most empowering and challenging principles of Stoic philosophy: owning your actions completely. As the philosopher Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, how you react to it that matters." Imagine you're in a meeting at work, presenting a project you've been leading for weeks. Everything seems to be going well until one of your team members points out a critical flaw. The room falls silent and all eyes turn to you. You feel the heat rising in your face, the immediate urge to deflect, to explain that it wasn't your fault, it was the data, the market conditions, the timeline. But then you pause. Instead of reacting defensively, you take a deep breath and say, "You're right. We missed that. Here's how we can fix it." In that moment, you've just demonstrated one of the most powerful Stoic principles: taking full responsibility for your action. The Stoics believed that while we can't control the external world, we can always control our internal responses. This isn't about blaming yourself for everything that goes wrong. It's about realizing that your power lies in how you choose to respond to life's challenges. By owning your actions, you move from a place of victimhood to one of empowerment. So how can you start applying this principle in your daily life? Begin by changing your language. Remove the phrase "I have to" from your vocabulary and replace it with "I choose to." This subtle shift reframes your actions as conscious choices rather than obligations. You don't have to go to work. You choose to because it aligns with your goals and values. Next, practice radical accountability. When something doesn't go as planned, resist the temptation to point fingers. Instead, ask yourself, what could I have done differently? What can I learn from this? This isn't about self-criticism, it's about growth. Each mistake becomes a lesson, each setback an opportunity to improve. Focus on your sphere of influence, the things you can actually change. The Stoics were clear: don't waste energy on what's beyond your control. Instead, channel your efforts into the actions you can take right now. This mindset not only reduces anxiety, but also sharpens your focus on what truly matters. Another key practice is to embrace discomfort. Often the right action is the hardest one to take. Whether it's having a difficult conversation, making a tough decision, or admitting a mistake, choosing the hard right over the easy wrong builds character and strengthens your resolve. Finally, take pride in your choices. Whether the outcome is good or bad, own it completely. This doesn't mean being hard on yourself. It means recognizing your agency in every situation. By doing so, you reinforce your autonomy and your power to shape your life. Here's your challenge. For the next 24 hours, catch yourself every time you make an excuse or blame something external. Reframe the situation and ask, how can I take ownership here? Imagine living without excuses, knowing that no matter what happens, you have the strength to handle it. This isn't just a Stoic secret. It's your declaration of independence from the illusion of helplessness. As you embrace this mindset, you'll find a new sense of confidence and control. By owning your actions completely, you're not just responding to life, you're actively shaping it. The Stoics understood that the greatest power you possess is the power over your own mind and actions. Are you ready to claim that power and take full ownership of your life? Number 10. Practice deep gratitude. Own your actions completely, and you begin to see that every choice, every moment is a gift. But how do you unlock the full power of this realization? Through the practice of deep gratitude. As Epictetus wisely observed, he is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. Imagine you're at the office and it's been one of those days. Your inbox is overflowing, deadlines are looming, and a meeting just ran an hour longer than it should have. You're drained and stressed, feeling like nothing is going your way. But then, a colleague stops by your desk with a cup of coffee, unasked. It's a small gesture, but it changes your entire perspective. You pause, take a deep breath, and suddenly, the chaos doesn't seem so overwhelming. That small act of kindness reminds you that even on the toughest days, there's something to be grateful. The Stoics understood that gratitude isn't just a pleasant emotion. It's a fundamental mindset that can change the way we experience the world. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." This isn't about ignoring life's challenges. It's about recognizing the value in everything, even in the hardships. So how can you cultivate this life-changing gratitude? Start with negative visualization. Imagine losing something or someone you hold dear. A loved one, your health, your home. It's uncomfortable, but when you return to the reality where these things are still present, you'll find that you appreciate them more deeply. This practice reminds you that nothing is guaranteed, and everything is precious. Next, find the silver lining in adversity. Maybe you faced a setback at work or a personal challenge that feels overwhelming. Instead of lamenting the difficulty, ask yourself, what is this teaching me? How can I grow from this? Gratitude in the face of adversity is a powerful tool. It not only builds resilience, but also shifts your focus from what's wrong to what's possible. Another key practice is to appreciate the ordinary. The sound of birds in the morning, the warmth of a cup of coffee, feel of the ground beneath your feet. These are daily miracles we often overlook. Take a moment to notice them. Feel gratitude for the simple things that make life rich. Expressing gratitude isn't just about feeling thankful. It's about showing it through your actions. Whether it's writing a note of appreciation, helping a colleague, or simply saying thank you, these small gestures reinforce your mindset of gratitude and strengthen your connections with others. Finally, remember that challenges are your greatest teachers. Each obstacle you face is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to become stronger. Be grateful for these moments. They are the ones that shape your character and your life. Here's your challenge. For the next week, end each day by writing down 3 things you're genuinely grateful for. But don't stop at the obvious. Dig deeper. Find gratitude in the unexpected, in the challenges, in the small moments that often go unnoticed. Imagine approaching every situation, whether it's a triumph or a setback, with a deep sense of appreciation. How would that transform your life? This isn't just a Stoic exercise. It's a powerful practice that can unlock a more meaningful and fulfilling existence. Are you ready to embrace the full power of gratitude and let it shape your journey to becoming the best version of yourself? By practicing deep gratitude, you're not just acknowledging the good in your life, you're cultivating a mindset that sees value and opportunity in every experience. This is how you build resilience, how you find peace in the chaos, and how you transform your life from the inside out. Number 11. Serve a greater purpose. Practice deep gratitude, and you'll begin to see the world through a lens of abundance rather than scarcity. But true fulfillment doesn't stop there. It's about taking that gratitude and using it to fuel a life that transcends personal desires, a life dedicated to serving a greater purpose. As Viktor Frankl, a man who survived the horrors of the Holocaust, wisely observed, those who have a why to live can bear with almost any how. Picture this. You're at work, buried in paperwork, handling tasks that feel tedious and repetitive. The monotony of it all starts to wear on you, and you begin to wonder, what's the point of all this? Is this really making a difference? The thought of another day filled with the same routine makes you feel drained and disconnected. But then something shifts. Perhaps it's a quiet moment of reflection or a conversation with a colleague. You start to see the bigger picture, those forms you're processing, those reports you're filing. Each one is a part of a larger system that supports your team, your company, and ultimately the people who rely on your work. you realize that your effort contributes to something much larger than yourself. Maybe you're helping to ensure that families receive the financial aid they need, or that important medical supplies reach hospitals on time. What once felt mundane now has meaning, and you're reminded that even the smallest tasks can have a significant impact, and they serve a greater purpose. The Stoics understood that true fulfillment comes from aligning your life with a purpose greater than yourself. Marcus Aurelius, philosopher-emperor, often reminded himself to love the art which you have learned, and take rest in it. In essence, find what you're good at, but don't just use it for your own gain. Use it to contribute to the world around you. So, how do you begin to serve a greater purpose? Start by identifying your unique talents and passions. What do you do well? What brings you joy and satisfaction? These are clues to your greater calling. For example, you're naturally good at organizing and leading. You might find purpose in coordinating community events or mentoring others. If you're a great communicator, perhaps your purpose lies in advocating for a cause you believe in. Next, find the intersection where your skills meet the world's needs. This is where your true purpose lies. It doesn't have to be grand or glamorous. Often, it's in the small, consistent actions that make the biggest impact. Whether it's helping out at your child's school, volunteering at a local shelter, or even just being a supportive colleague at work, these are all ways to serve a greater purpose. The Stoics also taught the importance of embracing duty. Life isn't just about doing what feels good. It's about doing what needs to be done. This might mean stepping up when others won't, or sticking with a commitment even when it's tough. Duty is what anchors us to our purpose, giving our actions weight and significance. And don't forget to think long-term. The Stoics often reflected on the legacy they would leave behind. Ask yourself, how will my actions today impact future generations? What kind of world am I helping to create? By thinking beyond your immediate circumstances, you align your life with a purpose that stretches far beyond your own lifespan. Here's your challenge. For the next week, before making any significant decision, ask yourself, how does this serve a purpose beyond myself? It's a simple question, but it can profoundly shift your perspective. Imagine waking up each day knowing that your actions contribute to something larger than your personal desires. How would that change the way you approach your life? Remember, serving a greater purpose isn't about sacrificing your happiness. It's about finding a deeper, more enduring form of fulfillment. It's about living a life that not only enriches you, but also elevates those around you. Are you ready to step beyond the boundaries of self-interest and embrace a purpose that resonates through time? By doing so, you'll not only find true meaning, but also become a beacon of inspiration for others, showing them that a life of service is a life of true greatness. Number 12. Embrace Memento Mori. Serving a greater purpose gives your life direction, but what truly ignites that purpose is the awareness that our time here is finite. As Seneca once wrote, "Let us prepare our minds as if we'd come to the very end of life. Let us postpone nothing. Let us balance life's books each day." This is the essence of Memento Mori, the Stoic practice of remembering that we are mortal. It's not about dwelling in darkness, it's about shining a light on what really matters. Imagine you're at a hospital, visiting a loved one who's recovering from surgery. The beeping of machines, the sterile smell of antiseptic, and the somber faces of the staff all remind you of the fragility of life. As you sit by the bedside, holding their hand, you're suddenly hit with the stark realization that this moment, this connection, be fleeting. What seemed mundane, just another visit, just another day, now feels incredibly precious. You vow to yourself that you'll never again take these moments for granted. This is what Memento Mori does. It brings clarity, focus, and urgency to our lives. The Stoics didn't remind themselves of death to live in fear, but to live without regret. When you acknowledge that you could leave life at any moment, you're pushed to prioritize what truly matters, to live with intention, and to strip away the trivial concerns that often cloud our days. So how do you integrate Memento Mori into your everyday life? Start by greeting each morning with the thought that today could be your last. This isn't about being morbid. It's about making sure that what you do today aligns with your deepest values. Would you still spend hours scrolling through your phone? Or would you reach out to someone you love? Would you still procrastinate on that passion project? Or would you dive in, knowing there might not be another chance? Next, use the awareness of mortality as a filter for decision-making. When faced with a choice, ask yourself, would this matter if I only had a short time left? This question can cut through indecision and fear, guiding you toward actions that are meaningful rather than simply comfortable. Another powerful practice is to visualize your own funeral. Picture what you would want people to say about you, how you lived, how you loved, how you made a difference. Then, let that vision guide your action. It's not about vanity. It's about living a life that's true to who you want to be. Also, learn to appreciate the fleeting nature of everything around you. Laughter of a child, the warmth of the sun on your skin, even the challenges you face, each moment is unique and will never come again. When you recognize this, you start to cherish the present, rather than constantly yearning for more or different. Memento Mori also helps you navigate life's small annoyances with grace. When you realize that most of what we stress over is insignificant in the grand scheme of things, you free yourself from unnecessary burdens. This isn't about dismissing problems, but about gaining perspective, seeing them for what they truly are in the face of life's impermanence. Here's your challenge. For the next week, start each day by asking yourself, if this were my last day, how would I live it? Let this question guide your priorities, your decisions, and your interactions. Approach each moment with the urgency and appreciation that comes from knowing it could be your last. Memento Mori isn't just a Stoic exercise. It's a profound wake-up call to live with purpose, passion, and presence. By embracing the reality of your mortality, you unlock the full potential of your life. You start to live not as if time were infinite, but as if every second counts, because it does. Are you ready to let this awareness shape your life? To make every day a reflection of your deepest values, and to ensure that when the end does come, you've truly lived. As we near the end of this journey, let's equip ourselves with some of the most potent Stoic insights. These are more than just words. They're the bedrock of resilience, the armor against the unpredictable battles of life. Keep these close, and let them shape your actions. First, consider the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. When life seems chaotic and the world around you feels overwhelming, remember that your thoughts are the one thing you can control. Your mind is your fortress. Defend it well, and you will find strength where others find despair. Next, reflect on the courage instilled by Seneca. As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is. What matters. This isn't just about the fear of death, but the fear of not living fully. Let this remind you that quality far outweighs quantity. Every action, every decision should be made with the intent to live meaningfully. Epictetus also offers a powerful reminder. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. In a world obsessed with more, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. Let this guide you to find contentment not in accumulating more, but in appreciating what you already have. Simplicity is a virtue, and in it, you'll find a wealth that material possessions can never provide. Marcus Aurelius urges us to keep perspective. When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive. Breathe, think, to enjoy, love. Each day is a gift, and with it comes the opportunity to make every moment count. Don't squander it on trivialities. Invest it in what truly enriches your life and the lives of others. Lastly, take to heart the words of Epictetus. First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. This is the essence of Stoic action. Define your principles, then live by them unwaveringly. It's not enough to philosophize about virtue. You must embody it in every aspect of your life. Tattoo these truths on your mind. Let them be your compass when the road ahead is unclear. These are the principles that have guided countless individuals through the storms of life, from emperors to everyday heroes. Now it's your turn to carry this torch forward. Here's your challenge. As you go forward from this moment, make a commitment to live by these Stoic truths. Don't just memorize them, embody them. When faced with adversity, Let these teachings guide your actions. When tempted to stray from your path, let them pull you back to your purpose. The path of Stoicism is not an easy one, but it's a path that leads to true greatness. By integrating these timeless lessons into your daily life, you'll not only become the best version of yourself, you'll become a source of strength and wisdom for others. The wisdom of the Stoics isn't just a relic of the past. It's a living, breathing philosophy that has the power to transform your life, starting now. Your Stoic journey begins now. We've come to the end of this exploration, but remember, this is merely the starting line of your personal transformation. The Stoic secrets we've delved into are not just abstract concepts. They are powerful, practical tools designed to help you navigate the complexities of life with purpose, resilience, and unwavering strength. But here's the truth. Knowledge alone won't change your life. It's what you do with that knowledge that matters. The Stoics were all about action. Consistent, deliberate action. So here's what I want you to do as you leave today. First, choose one of the Stoic principles that spoke to you the most. Maybe it's mastering the dichotomy of control. Perhaps it's cultivating deep gratitude. Whatever it is, let it become your focus. Second, commit to practicing this principle for the next 7 days. Integrate it into your daily life. Let it guide your decisions and observe how it begins to reshape your mindset and action. Third, take a few moments each evening to reflect on how this practice is affecting you. What changes do you notice in your thoughts, your interactions, and your outlook? This reflection is where true growth happens. Remember, transformation isn't about making one big leap. It's about the accumulation of small, consistent actions, day in and day out. As Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Your consistent efforts will color your life with resilience, wisdom, and strength. And let me leave you with this thought from Epictetus. First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. These Stoic secrets don't give you anything you don't already possess. They simply uncover the strength, wisdom, and potential that have been within you all along. So as you step back into the world, carry this new perspective with you. See challenges as opportunities to grow. Find peace in the present moment and let purpose be your guide. The path of a Stoic is not an easy one, but it is a path that leads to true fulfillment and greatness. Are you ready to embrace this timeless wisdom and embark on the journey of becoming the best version of yourself? Your Stoic journey starts right now. Let's make every moment count. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into Stoic wisdom. Stay strong, stay resilient, and keep moving forward with purpose. As you finish this video, I'd love to hear from you. Comment below with best version begins here, and let's make this journey a collective one. And before you go, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Share this video with someone who could benefit from these insights. Someone who's ready to unlock their potential and become the best version of themselves. Let's spread this wisdom and strengthen our community together. Until we meet again.